Greetings, demons, and welcome to something a little bit different. I have somehow never made a tier list video. In my many years over many channels, I've somehow avoided it. But I recently was inspired to actually make one based around the various Mario series characters. So this by no means is any sort of definitive tier list. There's definitely some things that I will just not be ranking, but yeah, this was a template from TierMaker. I will have it linked in the description below, and yeah, the ordering is a little bit all over the place, but yeah, let's just jump into it and rank all the different Mario characters here.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
Okay, so I guess we may as well start with Mario. Obviously the mascot, the main character, the main playable character as well for the Mario series. He's the basis. He's the, most basic thing you can have in the Mario series. A solid B. I may end up changing some of the names of these as we go. I've already changed S to Super. But yeah, Mario, he's a good character. I do like him. Obviously Mario is one of those series that I really do enjoy, especially the spin-offs. Some of the spin-offs are up there as my favourite games of all time, especially, the various Mario Kart games. And even if you want to consider, like, Super Smash Bros. Or whatever. But, yeah, Mario is definitely just the basis here. So, right there at B, right in the middle. And I guess we'll go on to something a little bit left field, because we could just go Luigi, but I'm going to go with Donkey Kong. Not necessarily a character I immediately consider to be, a Mario character. To me, he's his own thing, and we'll get onto it with one of the other characters specifically in a moment. But yeah, Donkey Kong is an interesting one. I'm not a huge DK fan, and that mostly just comes down to the fact that I don't really like any of the Donkey Kong games. I know that's a controversial kind of opinion. I'm not a huge Country fan in general. I've played very little of the Rare game, or games. There's actually 3 of them, isn't there? And in terms of Country Returns and Tropical Freeze, I've played a decent amount more of those, and to me, they're not the kind of platformer that I enjoy, and I know that's probably controversial. Donkey Kong as a character, he's good in Smash. Otherwise, my main memories of him are actually from the recent Mario movie, which isn't really that. It was like last year. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I am going to put him below Mario, unfortunately. I like DK, don't get me wrong. The DK rap's great, but yeah, I'm not as big a fan of DK as a lot of people are, unfortunately. But yeah, let's jump around a little bit. So, I'm just going to randomly pick something. Lakitu. I think this is Lakitu, right? I think this is Lakitu. I might get some of these wrong, and I do apologise. Some characters I'm very familiar with, and some I'm just kind of sideways familiar with. I can recognise them, but not necessarily by name. If this is Lakitu, the Cloud Koopa, or whatever you want to call it, I do really like this one. Yeah, obviously, Lakitu is the, I can't remember what it's called, what is it called? The racing term for the person who waves the flag. I can't even remember. Yeah, I don't think I could put Lakitu at Super. I don't know. I do like Lakitu. They're up there as one of my favourite, enemy types. One of my favourite Koopa type creatures. Do I actually like it enough to put it in A, though? I don't know. I feel we'll adjust things as we go. I am going to put it above Mario, but still in B. I do like Lakitu, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll go with what I personally kind of consider to be like a counterpart in a way with Kamek. And I don't know with Kamek. Kamek could go either way. The whole magic thing, the fact that he often sets up a lot of the boss fights, it is interesting. Obviously, Bowser's right-hand man as well. It's a very interesting character. Not one I have that strong of a connection to. And because of that, below DK. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like these characters, and I know I'm already placing them pretty low. But, yeah, it's just my opinion. You're allowed your own opinion. I'm sure plenty of you will have very differing opinions to me. But yeah, let's go for something that might be a little bit more preferred. You know what? Hammer Bro. Now, I am a huge fan of Koopa. Any of the turtles are excellent, and the Hammer Bro is one of my favourites. The variants are great as well. In general, not my absolute favourite, but definitely up there, and also gives us things like the shell ability from New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. Just a lot of fun things there going on when it comes to the Hammer Bro. And yeah, I think this will be our first one to go in A, just because Hammer Bro is legitimately one of my favourite. The Boomerang Bro as well, pretty cool. Fire Thrower, the Ice Thrower as well. Like, they're all really cool, different enemies that actually make you have to think. You can just run past them, but a lot of the time they're going to hit you with whatever projectile they're throwing. I think they're really fun. And yeah, in general, I'm going to place the place the Boomerang Thrower up there. So, you know what, we'll go from one classic enemy to another, the Goomba, and yeah, it's a mushroom with legs. I don't know. I've never loved Goombas that much. I like them. They're alright, they're decent, but there's something about Goombas that I've just never really felt that attached to, which is kind of unfortunate, but yeah, I think for me they are kind of the same thing for villains, for enemies, as Mario is. As weird as that is to say, like, they are the first thing, they are the default basic enemy, they have nothing special about them, you just step on them and move on, and yeah, because of that, I'm going to just drop them right next to Mario, a little bit lower than Mario, but not by much. I think they'll stay together throughout this, and you know what, let's go back to some good guys. So, who should we go with? We'll go with a quick and easy one, Baby Mario. I don't like baby characters, just in general, not a fan. I can get behind the odd one, like, I can appreciate the comedy of the baby characters, but, like, in general, I think they're kind of pointless. They're always filling the Mario Kart slots, and, like, they exist because they need extra characters, and beyond, Yoshi's Island, and I guess, what was the time travel game from the Mario and Luigi series? I can't remember the name of it. Like, beyond those, they've never really had a proper appearance, any of the babies, and I think it should be pretty obvious from what I'm saying. Luigi is also going to go into D tier, though I'm going to put him above Baby Mario. That might show my kind of feelings when we get to regular Luigi, but I'll save him for a little bit longer. But yeah, baby characters, just not my favourite. And obviously, there's a baby of every single, main humanoid character other than, Pauline, I guess, because there's Baby Rosa, there's Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, and then obviously Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. It really is just Pauline, Wario, and Waluigi that don't have it. And, honestly, I hope that they never get it. That's kind of my preference. But, yeah, that's where they fall, unfortunately. Let's go with another one that I'm really positive on. Rosa. I mean, she has to be right. She is, in my opinion, the best female character in the entire Mario series. I know that's not the longest list in the world, but I do love Rosa. She's one of my, first off, she comes from Galaxy, which is pretty much my favourite 3D Mario. Not necessarily my favourite Mario in general, but I love Galaxy. Galaxy is so good. I've played through that game dozens upon dozens of times, and yeah, I just genuinely really, really do love that game, and it originates Rosalina. On top of that, I really do enjoy playing her in Mario Kart. I think having a heavy character that isn't, a monster, essentially, like Bowser or Donkey Kong, is pretty cool. And then on top of that, Smash. I really do enjoy Rosa in Smash. She is, of the Mario cast, my favourite. 100%, she is my favourite fighter from the Mario cast, and she's easily in the top 5 for me generally. Possibly even top 3, depending on the day. I would never say she's my absolute favourite for Smash, but yeah, that does definitely push her up pretty substantially. Rosa and Luma, just such a good fighter combo. I do love them. But yeah, that is why that's why Rosa is going to be my first one in the super category. Let's see. I'm just going to randomly pick one. I'm going to close my eyes and randomly pick something. I missed. Oh, P.T. Piranha. I don't have that strong a connection to this one. So, my main memory is the baby Petey Piranha that we see in Galaxy, obviously. I know that he also appears in Sunshine, as well as a bunch of the other games. He's even... Which Mario Kart is it that you can play as Petey? Oh, is it Double Dash? Yeah, it's Mario Kart Double Dash, isn't it, on the GameCube? I don't have that strong a connection. I know a lot of people do like Petey Piranha and, Piranha Plant in general. I do like Piranha Plant. More than anything as a meme, and we will come to Piranha Plant in a moment, I'm sure. But, yeah, Petey, do I put him above? I feel like he's in C, regardless. It's just where in C. Do I put him above DK? I feel like I have more of a connection to DK. Like, I have a figure of DK, and it's on the shelf actively. Like, I do like Donkey Kong. Do I like Petey more than Kamek? No, I don't. I prefer Kamek. Okay, that's where Petey's going. That is where Petey's going. As I say, things can adjust as I kind of, think about everything and kind of adjust towards the end especially. But, yeah, Petey will go there. I guess we'll get it out of the way. Piranha Plant. I honestly, I'm tempted, but I don't think I'm gonna put the Piranha Plant in Super. I'm very much thinking, is Piranha Plant better than a Hammer Bro? I'm not sure. I do. Oh no. Like I feel like I'm almost just putting Piranha Plant here for the meme of it, rather than because I actually like Piranha Plant. Like, I like Piranha Plants in the game. I think they're an interesting enemy. The fact that they can't move, the fact that they are, time-based as well, it gives a little bit of difficulty to certain parts of levels. I do like them. I do think they're cool, especially fire shooting. Piranha Plants as well are really neat. Obviously got the bigger size ones that are still just regular Piranha Plants. They're not quite PC yet. I don't know. I think I might put him below the Hammer Bro. I think that's where he's going for now. I'm sorry I'm gendering so many of these characters. I just have, subconscious gendering of certain enemies, and yeah, Piranha Plants are, for some reason, a he to me. But yeah, I think for now, we'll just place the Piranha Plant there, and I might move him up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, what could we go with? You know what? Let's get some quick ones out of the way. Let's get rid of all the Koopa kids. I don't remember any of them. I don't remember what any of them are called. I think this is Iggy, and that's all I could tell you. I really do not care for the Koopa kids. I'm going to put them in order of aesthetically how much I like them. Do I like the glasses more? I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Koopa kids in general. I like how they give you variety when it comes to the actual boss fights, but in general, I've never really jived with them. They've not really been something that I've enjoyed. In general, obviously Bowser Jr. we'll get to him separately. I do feel differently about, but when it comes to the mass of them, I don't know. However, Wendy O. Cooper, I don't know why, but I've always had a soft spot for Wendy O. Cooper. Not enough to put her in S or A, but I feel like she has to go in B, and I'm thinking below Lakitu, above Mario. That's honestly where I'm thinking. I don't know what it is. I've just kind of always liked Wendy as a character. I don't know if it's purely on aesthetics, because she doesn't have that wide of a different aesthetic compared to the rest of the Koopa kids. But, yeah, for me, Wendy is far and away the best Koopa kid, and for that, I think she has to go in B. I really do like Wendy, and I don't think I can explain why. Compared to all the rest, I like these two. I don't remember what their names are. I think one of them is Iggy, but, beyond that, I don't really care for them. I might actually move that one further up. But yeah, the Koopa Kids, not characters I care too much about. They appear in plenty of the games. They're very iconic at this point, but I just don't care for them. And once again, it's the whole thing of they take up slots in Smash, they take up slots in Mario Kart, and I know in Smash technically they're all under Bowser Jr., but just, I don't know, there's something about it where I'm just like, I don't care for these characters enough for them to be taking up all these space in the spin-offs and stuff, so, I don't know, I've never liked them that much. They're cool, they're neat, but it's like, if anything, I could probably up them to C and put them next to Kamek, just because they're the same thing, they're just generic 2D Mario bosses, but, yeah, they're staying there for the time being, at least. Let's move on to a character that I feel like is very polarizing, Birdo. And Birdo's interesting. I remember Birdo pretty distinctively from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which I watched a ton of as a kid. And I don't know, I've never really liked Birdo. I'm going to be honest, I've never really gravitated towards her. She's an interesting character. There's the whole angle, and I'm sure this is more of a fan thing, but it feels way too canon. But it's the whole idea that it's a trans character almost. I know, as I say, that's very much supposed to be a fan theory more than an actual canon thing, but it's always been something that's in my head. I like that about her. The overall design is interesting. And obviously, being an enemy from Mario 2, the original Mario 2, not Lost Levels. Very weird, not Mario-like design. Obviously, they've modernized her greatly to be a bit more like a Yoshi, but yeah, I don't know. Birdo's interesting. I don't think I could put her above a Goomba, but I also think that DK probably is going to move up. The more I think about it, because I feel like Birdo should be in B. I feel that's correct, but I also feel like DK should be above Birdo. You know what? We'll do that right now. We'll put DK in B, above Birdo. Birdo is at the bottom of B right now. That feels more right. I don't know. There's something about that feels more correct than putting Birdo in C or Birdo above Donkey Kong. I don't know. There's something that feels right for now. Well, we might change it up in a bit, but for now that's fine. But you know what? We'll go for DK's sidekick. Here's Diddy. I have never played Diddy's Conquest properly. Obviously Country 2 is Diddy's Conquest. And I also don't care about him as much as I care about Dixie. I don't know. I've played more of Country 3 than I have Country 2. And I've played way more Country 1 than either of them. But, yeah, Diddy has never been a character I've cared too much for. He's, cool in Smash. Beyond that, I don't really know what to say about him. I think this may be... I'm almost tempted to put him in D, top of D. He has that, slight cool factor, I guess. But I don't prefer him to PT or Kamek. Do I prefer him to the Koopa Kids? I think I do. Do I prefer him enough to put him in C? Yeah, sure. He has the Nintendo hat, he has the little star pattern and stuff. Obviously, that was a Rare logo originally. He has some interesting stuff. He's a very classic character. He very much just replaced Donkey Kong Jr. I don't know. Not a character that I care too much for. But, he's iconic enough to not be in the bottom tier, I feel. And I know I've been saying all the things about, the Koopa Kids being iconic and stuff, but I don't know. Diddy just is better? I don't know how to explain it. I think Diddy is just a better character than the Koopa Kids. So yeah, I'm gonna leave him there for now. We'll see how I feel in a bit. You know what? Let's let's go through Paulina. Or Pauline. Or whatever. The mayor of New Donk City. Obviously, the first damsel that Mario ever saved, all the way back in the Donkey Kong arcade game. Very classic character. I've never really cared, and that's really unfortunate to say, because I know she's actually a really interesting character, and there's a lot to her, and, I'm actually a fan of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, especially, March of the Minis, all that kind of stuff. She does appear in that pretty prominently. Obviously, she's in Odyssey, which is an excellent game. I just, in general, I don't feel that connected. I thought it was great she got brought back for Odyssey, but realistically, it was just oh, that's a reference I get, sort of thing. I feel like she might be better than Diddy She might be better than Petey. For me, I don't think she's that great of a character. I think she's good. I think she's, like, worthwhile. Potentially not even the worst female character. I'm really debating something right now. We'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah, I'm going to put her in C for now. And I'm going to regret my actions later, I'm sure. But, yeah, we'll go with that one. And I think it's time to go for the Koopa Trooper. And if you know anything about me, you already know exactly where the Koopa Trooper's going. Koopa Trooper is definitively my favourite thing in Mario, and that is not even arguable. There is a close second, and we'll get to it in a moment. But yeah, I love Koopa Troopers. I absolutely just adore them, whether it's, green, red, blue, which occasionally happens, the emo one from which is it? Is it Mario RPG or is it from Paper Mario? I cannot remember off the top of my head. I think it's Paper Mario. There's so many good variations. The Paratrooper as well is excellent. I really do like Koopa Troopers. They are, honestly, there's something about them that I've always just really, really enjoyed. It's my main go-to for Mario Kart, and yeah, in general, I have always adored the Koopa Trooper. Also, speaking of Mario Kart, an absolute icon of Mario Kart has appeared in all but, I think, one Mario Kart game. Was in the very first Mario Kart. It is so good. I love the Koopa Trooper. Honestly, like, such an excellent, like, enemy design. The fact that, like, not only it's like a Koopa is a more advanced Goomba in a lot of ways. You step on it, but then there's something you can do with it. In the original games, you can just kick it and it'll bounce along walls and stuff like that and break blocks. If you knock it and then just leave it alone, eventually it'll stand back up. But then also you've got the whole thing of, in the newer games, you can actually run and pick up a shell and then throw it as a projectile, and that's just, it opens up so many gameplay possibilities. I love the Koopa Trooper. It is honestly one of my favorite things in gaming in general, and yeah, definitely my favorite thing in the Mario universe. But going against that, yeah, it's about time. Let's go over the metal characters, because we've got Metal Mario here. And you already know my opinion on Mario. You already know my opinion on Baby Mario. Metal Mario is so redundant and pointless, and I don't understand why they keep trying to make him a thing. I understand that, when he appears in some of the games, you know what, actually, I'm not going to defend this. I'm not going to defend Metal Mario. Why not just have Shadow Mario? Why is Shadow Mario pushed to the side while Metal Mario gets to be in everything? I really don't care for Metal Mario, and Rose Gold Peach, unfortunately, is she better? Is she slightly better than Metal Mario? I'm tempted to say, like, Metal Mario at least has the thing of, he was the first metal version of a character. Rose Gold Peach isn't even that. Like, you could argue, she's the first female, like, metal character, and that's fair, but she's also the only one. Like, I don't like these characters. Honestly, I don't get why they're even in this tier list. Obviously, it's because a lot of these are, mainstays from, Smash and Mario Kart and Mario Party and stuff like that, but yeah, I hate them. I don't like them. I hope that in Mario Kart 9, they don't exist anymore. Replace Metal Mario with, I don't know, Dr. Mario or Shadow Mario or hell, Builder Mario or something. And Rose Gold Peach, I don't even know. Put Pauline in Mario Kart. I don't care. Like, I don't want these two to exist. I don't like them. That's my opinion. That's like, no offense to anyone that likes them. I just don't. I think they are, honestly, some of the worst mistakes that the Mario franchise has ever done. And yeah, that is my thoughts on them. Let's I don't know, let's go for a little bit more positive. We'll go with King Boo. I do definitely prefer King Boo to Petey. They are obviously the companions, the partners, or whatever, for Double Dash. Honestly, King Boo kind of goes up a decent amount because of Luigi's Mansion. I do like Luigi's Mansion quite a lot. I don't know how much higher it makes him go, because obviously he's better than Petey. I'm tempted to say better than Pauline. But is he better than Kamek? I don't think he is. I'm not the biggest fan of Boo's in general. King Boo's pretty neat. I think he goes below Kamek, and I'm pretty happy with that placement. I think we're going to stick with that. I think we're going to go for that one. Okay, we're definitely getting through the numbers now. We are actually quite kind of running out of characters. You know what? Let's get her out of the way. Princess Peach. Obviously, the main female lead of the franchise recently had a much, much better solo outing. I still haven't played it yet. I did play the original Princess Peach game on DS, and I think that game is interesting, but questionable in a lot of ways. Obviously, her powers being crying is, well, it's just emotional extremes, basically. But yeah, it's very questionable, it has to be said. I like Peach, but she's also a little bit of a blank slate. I feel like she kind of has to go maybe above Mario. She's a baker. She's interesting like that. She uses magic. People are going to get really upset that I'm putting her below Wendy regardless here. But, do I put her below Mario? Do I put her below the Goomba? You've got to think, like, you know, most people when they originally played Mario knew about the princess because your princess is in a castle, but, like, they didn't know Peach for a very long time. Most people, like, if you didn't finish the game, which, you know, back in that day, you couldn't save, you had to just play through. I don't know if I should put her lower. I think she's above DK. But I'm tempted to almost say she is lower in my ranking than the most basic enemy in Mario. That feels bad, but I don't know. We might move her. That feels wrong. I can hear people screaming that I'm just an idiot and I'm wrong. I'm just not as big a Peach fan as I think a lot of people are, and I feel really bad for placing her there. I did put Rosa at Super, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Peach. I don't think. I feel like this is correct, but it also feels really wrong, and I don't know. We're going to go with that. And we're going to move on to something that might be a little bit less controversial. Let's go with my opinion on Toad. That is my opinion on Toad. I don't hate Toads. I think they're alright. Captain Toad is obviously a pretty neat inclusion all the way from Galaxy onwards, including Treasure Tracker, which is a decent puzzle game. I don't love it, but it's good. They are the most annoying creature to exist in the Mario universe. Their voices are the worst. I don't have the strongest opinion on Toad, but he's not, as an individual, he's not that interesting. And as a collective, as a species, I also don't think he's a great, I don't think they're a great mob. Like, they're not a great villager archetype. To me, personally, they're iconic, don't get me wrong. But it's like, basic Toads are the bottom of the barrel. If you were talking about, like, Toadsworth, or if it was specifically Captain Toad, I might rank them higher. In fact, with Toadsworth, I definitely would rank him higher. But, yeah, in total, I'm not the biggest Toad fan. I like them enough, and, you know, I'm not someone who minds playing them in the games. You know, if I'm playing multiplayer in any of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, like, I don't mind playing as Toad. You know, play 3 or 4 realistically. That's fine. I don't mind them. I do actually play Toad a little bit in Super Mario Run, if it counts for anything. But, yeah, Toad's just not the most interesting to me. As I say, if it was a specific, like, named one, but I'm considering this to just be generics, because they're the most common thing in Mario. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. And, I guess we'll talk about Toadette as well, because she does rank higher. And I'm going to upset people again. I like Toadette a lot, and I don't really have any specific reason. She is my partner's favourite character in Mario, but I don't think that necessarily adds to my opinion of her. I think she's a really nice character. I think there's a lot that can be done with her. Obviously, you have like the Peachette stuff, with the, what's it called? The Mushroom Crown? Is that what it's called? Super Crown? Can't remember. There's a lot of interesting stuff with Toadette, and I think she's also just a very cute character. Like, she kind of does everything that I like about Birdo or Wendy, but better. And I think that's deserving enough of her being an A. I know a lot of people are going to be upset that I'm putting Toadette above Peach, but that's my opinion. That's where I'm placing her, and yeah, I'm happy with her being there. Like, it feels right her being next to the Piranha Plant and Hammer Bro to me. I don't know what it is about that, but that just feels right to me. But yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be upset that she's above Peach. If that's your opinion, that's fine. It's just not mine, unfortunately. I don't love Peach, and I quite like Toadette, sorry. Not Toad. I don't like Toad, that's why he's here. But yeah, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine. Let me know in the comments below and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that placement. So I feel like I've held people for long enough on this one. Let's just go over Bowser Jr. Because yeah, he's better than any of these. But he, in my opinion, is worse than Wendy. And honestly, there is very little reason behind that. I prefer the characterization, the actual, like, individuality of Bowser Jr. Obviously, in Sunshine, he's a main antagonist. It's really, really cool, in my opinion, how he's used. The fact that he, does things like revive Bowser from the dead, is very, very fun in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. But yeah, I don't like him that much. I think he can be a bit annoying, and unfortunately, I think I'm going to drop him down into C, below Kamek, but above King Boo. So there's that. Yeah, best of the male Koopa kids, but not the best Koopa kid. Obviously, I prefer Wendy, but yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I do like Bowser Jr. enough, and I think he has more of a staying power than any of the others, and, I'd happily get rid of all of them, including Wendy, and just have Bowser Jr. on his own for the rest of eternity. That'd be fine. But yeah, that's my opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of any of the Koopa kids. Bowser Jr. is the best of the worst, and then there's Wendy. That's pretty decent in my opinion. Right, okay. We're getting down to ones that I have, well, a mix of a lot and a little to say, depending on, how I'm feeling right now. Let's just go with the one that I have probably the least to talk about right now. Daisy. She's the, Luigi to Peach's... That was wrong. She's the Luigi to Peach's Mario? She's the Mario to Luigi's Peach. I don't know what I'm saying, but she's the counterpart for Peach. And I have never seen value in this character existing. And I know that's controversial. I know people really don't like hearing that. I'm really sorry. I don't know why Daisy exists. I really don't. I love Rosa. I like Toadette a lot. I like Wendy. This isn't an issue of not liking female characters in the Mario universe. Like, I put Birdo here, for God's sake. I don't like Daisy. And I think I prefer Pauline to her. It's probably pretty close, though. I'm not a huge Daisy fan. And I don't think her relationship with Luigi makes too much sense. I don't think any relationship with Luigi makes much sense. But yeah, Peach is just not a character that I care too much for. And I feel like her being above these three idiots is probably as good as she's gonna get. So yeah, that is Daisy. I don't like her. If you like her, good on you. You like the secondary princess. That's great. Celeste Land is far safer for her being there and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Super Mario Land. I've played a lot of it, and I don't like that game. I don't see much value in I see value in Peach, don't get me wrong. I don't see much value in Daisy in general. She's just a palette swap of Peach to me. That's all she's ever been. And yeah, unfortunately, I can't put her any higher than this. She's worse than Pauline, but she's better than everything else that's below her, like by a decent amount. There's probably a massive gap between PT and Daisy, to be fair, but yeah, I don't know. There's something here that I'm just like, I can't put her higher. I just can't. It's not gonna happen. Right. Okay, let's get on to some characters. These final set are ones that I have a lot of appreciation for. This might be a few that actually go right to the top. Let's start with Bowser. Obviously the big bad of the Mario universe, one of the main villains, if not the main villain. Not always the villain, I suppose. He's iconic. He's cool. If this was dry Bowser, he'd be an S easily. He'd be in Super. But it's regular Bowser, and I think because of that, he goes below Peach and above Donkey Kong. I feel like this makes way more sense to me the more I filled it out. Like, Mario is slightly better than a Goomba, and these two kind of have to be next to each other because they are the default. They are the bare minimum for me enjoying a Mario character. And then Peach, Bowser, and DK are slightly below my full enjoyment, because that's what you gotta think. Being in B is, I like these characters but don't really care either way. Like, I don't have strong feelings, but, overall I like them. C starts to get into more of like, I can leave these. D is I hate them. not literally, but like D is I can get rid of them if I wanted to. A is I really like these and, I have enjoyment out of them. And Super, obviously, is stuff that I just adore. So yeah, I feel like having Peach, Bowser, and DK here makes a lot of sense. I'm happy with that. So let's get on to... You know what? I've held it for long enough. Let's go with Luigi. And he's going at the top of A. He's my favourite standard cast character from the Mario franchise. Like, he is my favourite Mario brother. I adore the Luigi's Mansion games. And in general, like, I think he is the best standard playable character out of, like, I said, the main cast. He's really good. I really do like him. The whole coward shtick, it's a weird thing. Just to go on a little bit of a tangent here, my favourite M&M is Orange, who has the exact same archetype of being an absolute coward. And yeah, I think with Luigi, that is very much just kind of how I feel, is that I just really enjoy this character for his characterization. I think he's really cool. And yeah, really cool spin-offs. Like, the fact that he's the Ghostbuster of the Mario universe is just excellent to me. And yeah, I don't think I really need to explain too much. Like, everyone likes Luigi. Like, it's always a toss-up whether people prefer him to Mario or not. But yeah, for me, definitely a decent way above Mario. And yeah, not quite at super level, but definitely a character I really do enjoy and really do like. So, I guess we can do... Let's do his mirror. Well, Luigi. Okay, so, I haven't really spoke about the, mirror characters yet, other than with my disdain for Daisy. But, Waluigi. Yeah, I adore this guy. Waluigi, I've had a very strange relationship with. I didn't used to like him at all. He used to kind of annoy me in a weird way. But over the last few years, especially, I've grown to really like Waluigi. I like that he's a spoilsport. I like that he just is a grumpy, lanky, just nitwit who just kind of follows along with Wario's plans. He literally only exists to give Wario a doubles partner, and yet he, in a lot of ways, outshines Wario. Like, there's a reason why, like, even though Wario is in Smash, people don't really talk about him. everyone wants Waluigi in Smash. Everyone got so excited when he was a trophy in Smash and everything. There's so many things about Waluigi that people love, and I feel like it'd be wasted time to go over everything, but yeah, I am one of the people that love Waluigi. I think he's great, and yeah, he definitely deserves to be in the super category for me, but that goes for his brother, or whatever Wario is supposed to be to him. Yeah, no. I don't like Wario. I don't know if that's controversial. I don't know if people actually like Wario or not. The WarioWare games are good. I've not really played Wario Land. I understand they're actually really fun platformers, but I've never really played them. As I say, WarioWare, really good series. Not the most interesting thing in the world. Not something I pick up all the time. Wario in Smash, not great. Wario, just in general, I don't like him. I know he's not supposed to be completely likable by any means. You know, he's a capitalist, he's a glutton, like all these other things you could say about him. But like, he's also gross out humor. There's a lot of issues. I don't know. There's a lot of issues that I have with Wario, and once again, it'd be wasted time to go over everything. I feel like a lot of people feel similarly about Wario as I do. But yeah, he's definitely a lower tier character in the grand scheme of Mario characters. And yeah, in D. Top of D though. You know, he's above the Koopa Kids, that's something. Let's do... Oh, it's getting difficult now. I think we're going to do it. We're going to go with Dry Bones. And once again, if you know anything about me, you know exactly what's happening. In Super, just below the Koopa Trooper. I love Dry Bones. Dry Bones is second only to Koopa Trooper for me. They're very similar, I understand, but there's so many minor differences, but I love Dry Bones. I think like pretty much everything I could say about Dry Bones would be just repeating myself from when I was talking about Koopa Trooper. But yeah, Dry Bones are excellent. I love them. The whole mechanic of them being impossible to defeat without an ice flower is excellent. I want to see more of them, and I really want to see them more in that Luigi's Mansion movie that is definitely going to happen, I swear. But yeah, I love Dry Bones. There was a reason why I said that Bowser would be way higher if it was Dry Bowser. I love the aesthetic of a skeleton. And yeah, in general, just Dry Bones are excellent. It was the highlight of the Mario movie for me, was seeing a ton of Dry Bones. And seeing a Koopa Trooper get turned into a Dry Bones, which was really cool. But yeah, in general, I love them. These two right here are my favourites. Like, I adore them to the edge of the earth. And yeah, then there's Rosa and Waluigi. I have a very eclectic taste, as you can tell. Okay, that leaves us with just two more, Shy Guy and Yoshi. We'll go with Yoshi. Yoshi is a bit more iconic. I adore Super Mario World. It is probably one of my favourite 2D platformers, just of all time. I really do like it. Yoshi, in general, I do like. I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but some of my favourite things in the Mario universe come from a Yoshi. The rideable mechanics are great. Just going into Mario Kart again, because that's my main point of reference for a lot of these characters, in terms of like why I enjoy them. But I love the Yoshi Cycle. It's one of my favourite bikes. I love Yoshi Circuit. Just the fact that is a track shaped like Yoshi, or Yoshi Falls, sorry, not Yoshi Circuit, Yoshi Falls. I love that track. It's one of my favourites to go to every time I play with friends. And yeah, I'm going to put him top of B. I don't adore him. He's not quite there, but he's definitely good. I love that he comes in different colours. I love that some colours have different, abilities and stuff. And Yoshi's Island's a good game. It's not great, it's not perfect, but Yoshi's Island's good. Yoshi's Woolly World's excellent. Like, Yoshi, along with DK, is a character I kind of consider to be a separate entity, and like, I feel like a lot of this comes from the fact that Smash considers them a separate entity. DK and Diddy in Smash are their own thing. They are from the DK series, and Yoshi is from the Yoshi series. Like, it's an interesting thing that like Yoshi is treated so differently, like, as a separate character in the Mario universe. But yeah, for me, Yoshi is definitely up there. Definitely a good character, but not by any means one of my absolute favorites here. But the leaves was one more, Shy Guy, and I recently gained a decent appreciation of Shy Guy. I actually went as a Shy Gal for Halloween last year, which I don't think I have any pictures, unfortunately. I think I have the mask somewhere. I think I probably have a picture of me wearing the mask. But yeah, I like Shy Guys a lot, and it's something that I've grown more and more enjoyment of over the last few months, few years, and yeah, it's going in A, bottom of A, and I think that's where it belongs. I like Shy Guys. Obviously, Shy Gals themselves aren't really a canon thing. They're more of a fan-made thing, but I do quite enjoy them aesthetically. And, yeah, overall, just, once again, just like with Birdo, it's a Mario 2 enemy, something that wasn't even from Mario originally, it was from Doki Doki. And, yeah, in general, I like Shy Guys a lot. I think they're really cool. I think they fit in the world of Mario, and I think that's really, more than anything, a really important point. But there we go. I've sat here for a few minutes just thinking about what I've done here, and just trying to decide if there is anything that I should, move. And honestly, the more I look at this, the more happy I am with this ranking. As I said at the very start, obviously this isn't everything. Throughout this, I've kept thinking in the back of my head about different characters I could add. But honestly, as a first time doing something like this, I'm very happy with it. I think this is honestly a very strong reflection of my opinions on Mario characters. And yeah, overall, I think the only thing I would potentially move, I might move Kamek up. I might even move Toad down. Even Diddy might go down. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this. And obviously, everything in S and A are excellent and perfect, and I'm very happy with those. B, I like the order. Some of these could definitely get pushed up a little bit or down a little bit. Birdo could go into C. I just like Birdo. Yoshi and Wendy and, they could all be moved slightly. But as it stands, I'm very happy with how this turned out. But in that case, that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new, and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below your thoughts and feelings on my tier list. And yeah, do you like seeing tier lists from me? Is this a kind of content that you want to see in the future? Let me know. Comments below, as always. And otherwise, I think that's going to be it from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take